Yes, sir. Hello, guys. Here it's me, Lucas Sayos, Macduff County Extension Agent, and here's our good friend, Mr. Look Quick. Look, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing good, doing good. So far, so good. Life is good, right?
Yes, it is going well. Spring is fully hit and everything is getting busy. I'm looking very much forward to boat season. I'm in
Me
boat
too.
withdrawal,
Me
fully.
too. Me
Dude,
too.
I would never get work done if I lived in your county. Like literally, I would be the ag agent that's constantly taking 4-H kids to the lake,
To the
calling it
lake.
some sort of that would be my
Finding
whole job.
something to do in the lake, right?
I mean, I've got 5 kayaks if you need like an excuse.
Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Maybe I'm gonna find one excuse for you, sir.
But yeah, the
Good to know.
Outdoor
Good to know. I
Adventure
mean,
Club kayaking program.
we have good pond areas here, like McDuffie Public Fishing Area. Sometimes I go there during my
Right?
lunchtime to fish a little bit. It's kind of uh 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 like it's a beautiful place, like very calm, very silent, very quiet. So I love
Right?
to go there. And they have some parks around
Yeah.
the place, but like probably you probably have more than me, right? You have a lot of like
I mean,
good
you're up
sources
there
there.
close to Lake Hartwell, and that's a big old lake. So that's kind
Hmm.
of where I would be. Here in Forsyth or Monroe County, just shy of us, we've got a kind of a small residential lake. That's the one I
Hmm.
use the most. But anyways,
Cool, man. You live
yeah,
nearby to the lake or no?
yeah, from driveway to boat ramp is about a half an hour. So
Okay.
yeah, it's
Okay.
I grew up doing it. It's just my thing.
It's good. It's perfect. Like
Yeah, yeah.
really, really, truly talking to you right now, being honest, I love when I do that. Like I'm doing this during my lunchtime, like for, I don't know, a month already. And
Uh-huh.
I feel much better doing that. When I come back to the office, I'm just, you know, clean
Yeah, I mean, you went
mind
out and you
and
got your
go
dose of
back to the
vitamin
road.
D and free therapy. And
Yeah, yeah,
it's good to get outside and breathe and get in the sunshine and
definitely, definitely.
be active. Yeah, it's healthy. It
Yeah,
really
and
is.
like especially for us that work with extension and like to work in the nature, like being in an
Oh
office,
yeah.
it's kind of like, oh my God.
Oh yeah.
It's
I
quite
mean,
it's kind
people
of
all the
a weird
time.
place to us, right?
Well, do you get this? People all the time be like, "Thank you for taking part of your day to come figure out my problem." And you're like,
Yes.
"No, thank you for
No,
getting me
thank
out of
you.
my
You saved me.
office."
I love that. Like I normally try to schedule my visits after lunch because
Right?
like I try to keep me wake for that and like keep me
Oh yeah.
in the shape for it. So every time they said it, I said, no, thank you. Like it's awesome to be here outside. It's
Right?
perfect for
Yeah.
me. But I'm like, it's awesome, man. It's awesome. I like to do site visits. They're the best, one of the best parts of the job.
Yeah. Yeah. I enjoy my site visits as well.
Yes.
I had a really good one. Was it yesterday? It had to be
Yesterday?
yesterday because today's Tuesday. We're recording on Tuesday, so
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
yesterday. Um, but there were two gentlemen, and one works in Germany, one works up in DC, but they're
Okay.
both from here,
Okay.
and they've got some land, and they're kind of looking like, hey, when when we retire, we want to have this land kind of already developed and whatnot, and they're interested in raising some livestock. They're
Hmm.
interested in going ahead and getting started, getting a pasture built, and
Yes.
they've got some friends still around the area that are kind of helping them doing some of the maintenance and
Uh-huh.
stuff. And I got to go out there, and I was like, man, I would so like to just live here. Like this, it was a beautiful area, middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
and they had it fenced and they had a shop there. And, I'm like, okay, soil wise, it looks like you got some Bermuda already coming in. Let's
Hmm.
do X, Y, and Z to go ahead and motivate that to grow. Let's talk about planting some legumes here to start fortifying your
Mm-hmm.
soil. Um, and they started asking about chickens, and they started asking about fruit trees, and they started asking about, this, that, and the other. And we talked about, building a garden. And, and I'm like, and they're once again, they're like, thank you for coming out. This is super
Yeah.
helpful. And I'm like, no, this bill,
No,
I mean, this is
thank you.
way, way, way better than sitting and answering emails.
Oh, yep. Yes, sir. No
Yeah,
doubt about it. No doubt about it.
right.
Like even when some some clients sometimes they have they have some questions about something that is not my expertise. For example, ponds. Ponds are not my expertise. But I love
Right.
when I go there, man. I love when I go there outside and talk to the guys. Hey, it's not my expertise, but I'm gonna try to help you, okay? But
Uh-huh.
like just to be outside, feeling the breeze, seeing the water, seeing the nature growing, and right now, like the trees are kind of like growing better back in the shape. So like it's amazing. It's just a beautiful
Yeah.
time to be
Oh,
outside.
yeah.
Just a beautiful time to be outside. But
Absolutely.
this subject also is very good to link with our subject from today
Right.
because our subject from today is what a A&R agent do, right? Like what
Right.
we
I don't
do.
know. Let me figure it out for the next 15 years and I'll tell you.
Same here. Like I just have to like 7, 8 months right now, so like I'm figuring out. I'm in the process.
Right.
But
Well,
like
tomorrow is my 1 year anniversary.
one
And
year anniversary.
so tomorrow is my 1 year anniversary. And
Congratulations, good sir.
I can say that I'm starting to feel like I know what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm beginning to learn how to do it.
I mean,
But
actually, when we talk about UGA, at least that we are part of it,
uh,
we have a plan. Like when we start, we have a plan of like trainings that we should do till we're
right.
gonna be ready. So like it's kind of like 1 year and so right about it.
Oh yeah. Oh
The,
yeah.
that
So
you're gonna be like a ready agent, like ready to go.
right. So yeah, with that, talking about what do extension agents do, maybe we should start with how we're employed, like who do we
Mm-hmm.
actually work with or work
Yes.
for? And it varies. So Georgia has 159 counties. There's
Mm-hmm.
three program areas. You got Ag and Natural Resource, 4-H, and you got Family and Consumer Science. You and I are both Ag and Natural Resource, and that's kind of what we're
Yep.
focused on. For me, I work both for my local county and for the state. Um,
Me too.
now, primarily, I work for UGA, but I
Mm-hmm.
serve Monroe County, and that's probably the best way to define it. Um,
Yes, I think so
and there's
because
not a push and pull. It's not like the county wants me to do X and UGA wants me to do
no, no,
a
yeah,
different X.
it's a partnership,
They're
right?
pretty cohesive, and it is a good partnership. So
Yes, it
there's
is.
that. Um,
No,
but
for
then
me,
there are other
works
parts
in
of
the same way.
extension.
Hmm.
Yeah. Uh, other parts of extension are going to be fully working for the university, specializing in a
Hmm.
particular area. But for your local county agent, probably most of the time, it's a shared partnership between the university and the county, and each agent, their primary role is to serve that county. Then oftentimes, like in a couple of months, when you're here teaching one of the classes I'm doing, and when I go to Oconee County later next month to be teaching up there,
Hmm.
it's also a shared knowledge kind of a group,
Yes,
because we all do have different specialties. So
yes.
we work together as agents and be like, hey, I'm running a garden program or I'm running a livestock forage program.
Hmm.
I don't really know anything about livestock forage. You do. Come to my county and share your
Yes,
information. And that's
yes.
kind of how and why we do what we do. But should we talk about our partners, like what other agencies that we partner with? For example, like
Yeah.
what do you
For
do?
example, us, this is a partnership between
Right?
two county. Like our
Yeah.
podcast is a partnership. It's one
Yep.
way that we use these space here to try to reach both of the communities from our counties and also to keep going with our like position records, let's say this, right?
Right.
And but here's the same. I have the same situation of you. We work for both of them, like UGA and McDowell County. Our partnerships, you mean in the county or in general?
Probably county wise. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be county. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I know. Okay, so we have a growing rec department.
Yes.
And there are some pretty good places and good
Uh-huh.
opportunities for me as
Yes.
a natural resource and ag guy
Mm-hmm.
to be working with our rec department. So I do some of that. The other day, I went and introduced myself to the staff at our not our High Falls State Park is kind of in my
Okay.
backyard. And I went over there and said, hey, look, you
I'm
guys
there
are
again.
running naturalist programs. We here at Extension are available to form partnership with you. And so I
Mm-hmm.
made that connection there. And kind of as a dad, um, one of the things we've got some really good STEM programs around here. And so I got with the ag teachers,
Mm-hmm.
and I've done quite a bit of work in the elementary schools. And I think, so, I don't know if it's April or May, but the next thing in my calendar is career day at
Georgia Day.
talking to
Okay.
third, fourth, and fifth grade. But those are just kind of partnerships that we do with
Yes.
other like county-wide agencies and whatnot, or at least that's what
Yes.
I do.
Besides like the recreation departments of your county and like parks, for example, schools, and also another agents like us, we also have a partnership sometimes with some agents in our county. For example, Farm Bureau
Mhm.
or in RCS, for example, and other ones like this that work with the natural resources and sometimes not natural resources.
Right.
Like a good partnership that I have here in McDuffie, for example, my feed and seed place. So, Mr. Charlie, we have a good partnership there. I'm sorry, my chair just almost fell out here. You can cut this later.
No, I'm
Uh,
not editing that part.
God. But yeah, anyway, Charlie is a good guy. Like sometimes some people go there because he's kind of like one of the egg references in the county.
Uh-huh.
So like some people just go there and he give me a call. Lucas, we I have these situations here. Like so like these partnerships inside of your county with your community, they are so helpful for this position as an
Right.
agent and so helpful for this bridge between UGA and the county. So all
Yeah.
the time these partnerships are more than welcome in this position
Yeah.
that we have, right? Look.
Yeah. So another thing that I get to do a lot of partnership work with is our Cattlemen's Association.
Mm-hmm.
We have locally two different associations. And we're looking at doing like cattlemen's field days. We're looking at um, uh, this past February, they asked me to
Mm-hmm.
join their education committee for one of the cattlemen's associations.
Cool.
So there's that. But then there's also like the work that I do, kind of running it out of my office, and I'm the driver there. For
Mm-hmm.
example, every other month I do a what I call my Monroe County Farmers Association, and
Okay.
next week I'm going to be doing a pesticide safety class right out of the
Okay.
extension
Cool.
office. There's not a partnership there, but what I am doing there is I'm offering that to any local farmer, any local homeowner that wants to know how to just go out and spray their yard safely. Um, and
Cool.
because I got with, I went through Georgia Department of Agriculture, got the course credited for continuing education pesticide license hours. So if a landscaper or a farmer that has pesticide license
Hmm.
shows up, they can get continuing education
Yes.
credit. For those that don't need or have that license, they can show up and just get the how and why do I care about safety portion of the
Yeah.
education.
Yes.
And that's just me, you know. Now, once again, with that, I reached out to some agents and said, hey, who's already built this
Yes.
and has a program that I can read through,
Hmm.
edit for my county,
Yes.
make, because, not everything is going to be applicable to every operation.
That's right.
So,
You need to adapt
so
a lot of times.
and yeah, instead of spending hours and hours and hours building the course, I reached out to an expert and said, "Hey, do you got a course already? This is what I'm looking for."
Hmm.
She handed me off the course. I spent a
Hmm.
couple hours just going through editing it to make
Hmm.
it what the county needs, and now boom, that's what we're producing. I'm
This is
also
good,
serving
man.
chili that night, so if anybody
Chile.
wants to show up, we're having chili, cornbread, and pesticide education.
Awesome. Awesome. This is perfect. This is awesome for the community because sometimes like some people say, "Hey, what do you do? Like, can I ask you something?" Or sometimes like that's another question. Like, who are your clients? Who are our clients? And I would say
Right?
like everyone that needs something like
Yeah.
based in agriculture, natural
Right.
resources, it's our client that lives in our county. So
Yeah.
like you sometimes our listeners that sometimes don't know what to do, just go to your extension office in your county and ask for your extension agent. He's gonna help
Right.
you. So like it's perfect when you have this kind of like connection with our community, and especially when you live in your community already. That's your case, right? So it's amazing. It's amazing. Look, it's amazing. You're
Yeah.
doing an amazing job. You're doing an amazing job there.
I
So
appreciate that.
like I have a question for you. How you
Okay.
normally deliver your programs? Like you advertise, what do you do normally?
Um, so I guess for one, I run a blog. So
Mm-hmm.
um if you go to, Monroe County Extension or UGA Monroe County,
Yes.
whatever, you can find the Ag and Natural Resource blog. And on
Mm-hmm.
that site, I've got everything programmatically that I've got planned for the rest of the year already put out. Um, and then I also use some Facebook pages and then, the good old fashioned, pamphlet flyer, in the
Yes.
window at the local hardware store, out on the door of the office, those kinds of things.
Yes.
So, so yeah, I try to use social media as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I try to use old school methods as much as possible. Um, but my main driver, the one that I focus on the most is, go to that blog and find out what's coming up.
I got
And,
it.
the other thing I try to do is get face to face with as many
Mm-hmm.
of the local farmers and saying, hey, are you seeing my emails? Are you aware that we're pushing out these
Yes.
programs?
Yes.
When I go to the Farm Bureau meeting, hey, just so y'all know, please help me share, that we're doing this.
Yes.
And I word's starting to get around. So what do you do similar or
I do very similar actually. This part of like in person, I prefer. Like I prefer going in person, talk to the person.
uh
I'm more a talkative guy than I'm more a creative guy, so I prefer to talk more than like do some like
right,
refine art, for example. But I'm doing the some flyers and putting on the windows.
right,
Also, I believe like Facebook posts or blog posts in the newsletter as well in your county. Every month we have a newsletter here that we can advertise something. So all
okay,
these sources, I think they are very usable for us, right? Like they are very good to reach the community.
right,
I think you're right. I'm doing the same. I'm doing like
right.
Almost the same thing.
So
Almost the same thing.
do you have an example of like a mystery? Let's call it that. Let's call it a mystery. Somebody called you, I don't care if it was a farmer, homeowner, whatever, and was like, "Hey, here's the problem. Help me find the solution." And then like, how did you, or like what all kind of just happened? Like how do you approach that problem?
Like when a person comes with a question and an answer in the same time.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yes. Uh, I try to respect. I'm not try. I respect that. Like because at least this person is trying to understand this situation. Actually, I like that. But I gotta say, like with all due respect, I trust in you. But let me try my opinion. Let me search something about. If I know what it is, perfect. But if I don't, like I'm gonna
Uh-huh.
search asking about, and I'm gonna say, let me call in a couple hours or in a day or something like this. I try to get the answer as soon as possible. But I would say like I understand you make are you are make probably maybe correct, but let me do my research because I have
Yeah.
my point of view. So if we have two point of views and they are the same, perfect, awesome. You're good to go, and let's recommend something for you. But if it's different, let's find what why is different. Like with all the resources that we have, we're gonna find an answer. So I would say that
Right.
I will approach in this way. And what about you? What you should do?
So sometimes you just have to sit back and watch and find the thing you didn't see. Um, I, I don't I don't know anything about horses. Call comes into my office and
Yeah.
my horse is sick. The veterinarian is asking for somebody to come out here and scout my fields and whatnot. I
Uh-huh.
call a local agent that's got a horse background and say, "Hey, meet me out there. I need help on this one." He and I and the owner, we spend a couple hours looking all over the ground. We're digging through hay. We're looking for mold. I'm
Yes.
like, how many wells are on this place? We're trying to find, is there a leak? Is there bacteria getting into the
Hmm.
water? You know, and we really couldn't find anything. And then about a week, maybe 10 days later, when the horse was finally allowed to go back out to pasture,
Uh-huh.
the owner lets the horse out. The horse goes straight to a tree that we saw but didn't really look at, and reaches as high as it can in this tree to start eating berries. And
Huh.
she sent me a couple of pictures and she goes, "Is this a China berry tree?" And I'm like, "Yeah, where's it at?" And she goes, "It's in the middle of the," and I'm like, "Take that out now." And that would, but until we saw the behavior of the horse, we're all
Yeah.
looking down at the ground thinking the horse is eating like all the other horses were. This one horse, for whatever reason, was going to this tree. And
Went there.
it can be, and I felt dumb because I was like, I should have seen this tree and told her to take it out in the first place. But we hyper
Yes.
focused all at, where does the horse's
Like
nose
yes.
normally go? And
Yes.
and so sometimes it's just sit back and try to be deductive. Okay, the hay
Yes.
is good,
Yes.
the water's good. Now
Yes.
let's watch the animal.
It
So
all depends of the situation, right, Luke? Like it
yep,
depends of like how stressed you are. It depends like the weather. It depends of a lot of things. So you don't have like a right answer for that. You need to adapt
right.
yourself, like in the
Well,
same
I mean, we
in the
did get to the
right
right
there.
answer, but
Yes.
I mean, once again, it was like,
No,
how
but
did
no,
we
I
get
mean, but
there?
previous to the situation, you don't have the right
Yeah,
answer. You need to
yeah.
go there
But
and check it out.
but for the rest of my career, anytime there's a sick horse, I'm going to look at the
Oh,
trees.
yeah, definitely. You're learning with the mistakes, man. That's right. That's the life. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Like that's the thing. Like in the next situation, you're gonna have an answer for that.
yeah,
That's amazing. But me neither. Like I don't know anything about horses. I
yeah.
few times that I saw some horses stuff was in my bachelor's and right now in the trainings that we do. So I'm not
Uh-huh.
the right person to talk about horses, but
Right.
I can give you the right person to talk about horses. No
Yeah.
problem.
But,
Yes.
but yeah, so I guess
Mm.
kind of just bringing all of this kind of to a close. When someone asks, what is extension? What do you do? Um, in a lot of ways, we are educators and problem solvers that work for our community at large. And I still don't really love that because it still feels vague.
Yeah, a little bit.
But
But I say the same thing. Like I like to say that we are a bridge between
uh,
like the university and the community. And that's it.
I
That's what we really are because we connect these two ends.
right, right, yeah,
And like we try to solve these problems here in the county that we may have, trying to using the help of UGA. So like
right.
I like to say that we are bridges. We are just passing information, and that's it. Trying to help, you
I
know.
I think that's a very good answer. Very, very good
Yeah,
answer.
we
And
are trying to care about the community and solve the
right,
community problems
yeah.
somehow.
But,
But like
well,
we're gonna try
and
to do it.
kind of staying on that bridge thing, once we wrap up this, the next bridge I'm going to do is I'm going to go get a tractor from the county to go
Okay.
plow up the community garden and get a sunflower plot planted.
See,
So,
see,
so
awesome.
yeah, because it's better than answering emails.
Yeah, definitely. Where are you gonna get this tractor? In the with the
So
county?
the rec department has the tractor.
Okay.
The community has the garden, and we
Yes,
had some sunflower seed donated to the extension office to use how we want. So we're fixing to go plant us an acre of
I got it.
sunflowers and
I
just
got it.
have a pretty field of sunflowers.
Amazing,
And it'd be a good
amazing,
place for people to swing by and take pictures and whatnot.
amazing.
Um, it for midsummer pictures.
Yes,
Um,
and for you as
uh,
well.
right? That check off my community
Check
involvement
up.
box, right?
That's right, sir. Yes.
So, we kind of have covered, I think, fairly well all of the things that a normal A&R agent does, and I think partly what we kind of covered was that there's not necessarily a normal A&R agent because
Yes,
there's not a normal county. Each and every county is going to
are
have its
different.
individual needs, and a good agent is going to cater him or herself to that county,
Yes.
understand the needs of that county, and then work to provide solutions, education and information. And like you were talking about, being the bridge that
Hmm.
they need. So, um, that there definitely going to be some cohesive shared things that we are
Yes.
required to do. There's some check off boxes that we all have to do. Um, most of us as agents are going to find ourselves at Rock Eagle doing some judging and whatnot.
Yeah.
Um, and that can be fun. It can be,
Yes.
there are certain ones that are like, wow, and the other ones are like, oh, that was really, really entertaining.
And
Um,
it's good to know, like it's good to check how are like the kids going, like how are
right. Yes.
our kids near
Yes.
to us, like that's gonna be our future
Uh-huh.
community are going, talking and thinking. It's interesting to see that.
Right. Yes. Yes. So, I think it's wise for anybody to be building relationship with the
Yes.
younger portions of the community because they're going to be, your clients
Yeah.
for quite a
Yeah,
long
yeah,
time.
yeah.
Um,
And they're going
but
to be our client, the next clients, or they gonna be like the person that gonna substitute you in the next future. You don't know. We don't
right,
know.
right, yeah,
It's always a good thing like to learn with these kids nowadays and see how they're
right,
thinking. It's good to understand
right,
our better our role, right, in the community.
exactly, exactly.
But yeah,
But
but
I mean, there are 159 counties in Georgia. 159 of those
yes,
counties have cattle,
have yeah,
but the management of that cattle in North Georgia versus Central Georgia versus South Georgia is
yes,
going to be different because the fly
totally,
season, the grass season, the weather is all going to be slightly various. And
yes,
so a good agent is going to know his or her county. They're going
hmm
to know how to deliver the information to that county.
yes,
And so yeah, no agent should look exactly like because no county looks exactly alike. I think
yes,
that pretty well kind of wraps up
yes, definitely.
what a Georgia, a University of Georgia agent does and why they do. And I think
Yes.
that was kind of the what we were trying to answer today. Is that
Yes,
fair?
no, you're right. I think so. I believe in that too. I think we wrap up a lot of good subjects here about our roles. And that's it, guys. Like, if you guys need our listeners that need any work with extension in your county, just reach us. We're gonna be ready to serve you guys and try to help you. I think that's it, my friend. We see you. I see you in our next episode. Maybe I see you soon because we have a lot of
No,
trainings together. So I'm not
are
sure if
you
we're gonna
you're gonna
have a.
be are you gonna be in Tifton doing beef and forage?
Oh yeah, yeah, we're
I'll
gonna see
see
each
you
other
in
there.
Tifton, and
Yes,
then the next month we'll do another episode.
yes, sir. Thank
All
you
right, I
again.
look forward to
Thank
it.
you
Appreciate
all.
it.
Thank you, our listeners, and see you guys the
Share
next
the
time.
episodes.
Share
Send it
the
out.
episode. We are
Yes,
in Spotify right now, okay? Just to
yeah.
make me sure.
Do all of the things that make us famous. The likes and
Yeah.
subscribes. And y'all be safe.
Y'all be safe. Bye bye.
Take care. Thank you. Bye
Take
bye.
care, brother. Bye.